Curtin.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Last week, people across Australia participated in Suicide Prevention Day and Are You OK Day. I rise today to draw your attention to the Young Lives Matter Foundation, an initiative in my electorate of Curtin which is tackling the devastating problem of youth suicide. Suicide is a tragic loss of human potential. It is a loss felt by our entire community, and it is accompanied by unspeakable grief for the friends and loved ones left behind. Despite significant investment in mental health and suicide prevention research, suicide continues to be the leading cause of death for 15 to 24-year-olds in Western Australia. Recently, I met with the chairman of Young Lives Matter, Mr Ronald Wass AM, researchers from the University of Western Australia, and Nick and Angela Farr-Jones from Stand Tall to discuss their shared concerns about the prevalence of youth suicide. In association with UWA, the Young Lives Matter Foundation has been established to take a different approach to the problem of suicide. It is developing a clinical tool which will accurately determine when young people who are suicidal are at highest risk. This tool is called the Developmental Vulnerability Index, or DVI. This risk tool will help focus preventive efforts on those most at risk of suicide through assessing, predicting and communicating the risk of suicidal behaviour. Uniquely, Young Lives Matters has drawn on the expertise of researchers across many fields, including mathematics, education, health science, psychiatry and psychology, to create a predictive model of suicide in young people. We are fortunate that the UWA has backed this groundbreaking research and thrown its academic expertise at the problem. And the research being undertaken is promising. A successful pilot program has enabled the research team to move from developing the DVI to translating its use to at-risk patients. Perth Clinic, a long-term collaborator on the project, currently utilises the tool to accurately predict short-term risk of self-harm for inpatients. I would like to particularly acknowledge Mr Wass, the founder and chairman of Young Lives Matter, who for decades has worked to prevent youth suicide in our community. Mr Wass lost his daughter to suicide in 1989. This tragedy spurred him on to save the lives of others. 25 years ago, he founded Youth Focus, which has helped countless of young people through counselling and education services. I thank Mr Wass, UWA management, the numerous academics and everyone involved who are supporting the important work of Young Lives Matters. This is an initiative which deserves the full support of this government and our country more broadly.